into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the third quarter. Rodgers going to return it from his end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
yeah, they went into the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Throwing is Rodgers. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. To throw is Rodgers. Looking for Watkins, and it's intercepted. Trent McDuffie with a pick. Pretty much everything went their way offensively in the first half, but now an interception on the opening drive of the third quarter.
As we know, the key to everything here, don't get careless with the football. The problem is you've got to stay aggressive as well. So where's the line between being aggressive and attacking and being overly aggressive? I think they just crossed it on that one.
This one swung out here to Jones. And he'll be brought down at the 27. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw and a good one.
23 yards, the final tally. Now the Georgia Southern man. This is Jerick McKinnon. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half. And that trend is continuing here.
From back at the 4, here's second and goal. Edwards-Helaire. The second down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there. Another modest gain there on that one. And I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, partner? Because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. They'll have to do it by throwing the football and hope to have success through the air.
That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down.
And now down 3 scores. I don't think there's any decision at all. You've got to go for it because you don't know how many more times you're going to get an opportunity. Field goals, they're not going to cut it in this situation.
They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. And he's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Chiefs' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point by Butker is on target. And it makes the score 21-10. Touchdown. Here's Butker on to kick it away. Nixon now from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there, 2nd down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
From the 24, Rodgers. And he's taken down. A cheap sack. It was Frank Clark that time. He got in there to bring him down.
That was a bouncer's nightmare. Front goal, totally shut down by the defense. They kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. Shotgun now for Rodgers. That'll be complete to Allen Lazard. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now it's Rodgers. They're going for Lazard, but this is intercepted. Picked up by Nick Bolton. And the return across midfield and to the 46-yard line. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, 3rd quarter, but that, not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now, if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. Now Mahomes. And he'll look underneath here for Edwards-Helaire. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
This offense so far on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. To the right side, it's Kelsey. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down. And a 2-score game, obviously. Every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to match it.
Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Meanwhile, Mahomes throw into the hands here of Hardman. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Hardman sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go. And let's see who's faster.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. 1st down, and he gets out of bounds.
Yeah, you have to like the play calling because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and incompletions to use the clock.
Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Edwards-Helaire as they run out of the gun. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 9 yards on the play. set him up 1st and goal.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. Rashawn Gary able to get him for a loss of about 3. It's Kelsey on the ground. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They've got it 3rd and goal now as they try to punch in a late touchdown. They'll try to run with Edwards-Helaire. And he'll get it down close to the goal line, but not quite in. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They throw for it on 4th and goal at the 1. And instead of having a 1-score game, they'll remain 2 scores down.
Wait for this. Come on, teamwork.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the 4th quarter. And Rodgers is going to go down in the end zone. It's a safety.
At this point, I think it's a surprise when he isn't close to being sacked on a passing down. The amount of times he's hit the deck today, I think a lot of us are reading safety before they even took the snap. Simply a merciless pass rush every step of the game, and that rush earns a crowning achievement there.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Mahomes hit. He lost the football. And the offense will get this one back. Boy, that could have been catastrophic at this late stage of the game, but they avoid disaster. Being chased out left. And he wisely will throw that one away.
And once he got out of the pocket, you thought that maybe he'd take off with it, especially here in the 2-minute drill. Sometimes defenses are focused so much downfield that there's room to run, but this time he decided to throw it unsuccessfully.
On 3rd down, here's Edwards-Helaire. And he's going to be taken down right at about the 15-yard line. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Adrian Amos with a pick. They had him back deep, got the interception, and now they start inside the 10.
Partner forgets starting inside the red zone. They're inside the green zone. From the 10-yard line in, a lot of teams call it that because that's the money zone. Get it into the end zone and make your cash.
They'll run here with Dillon. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Again, it'll be Dillon. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. So it's all over. A Green Bay victory, and it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire second half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the first half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the second half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense to carry them home.
Hold up, it ain't easy breaking away or being a great. They slamming the door, I'm jumping the gate. Cause a starving stomach like being punched in the face. And an instrumental was the last time that I ate food from all of the base. My ace boom goon, big son told me about the game. 20 years later, know my name. King, crown me, lounge in the back of the spot. Pay homage to an underground peasant, climb to the top. Funny style on elevators could never fade us. I peep data stain anytime they congratulate us. Goggles is worn and bottles is popping. I'm beyond Sanders on haters. This ice bucket dropping over their head with it. They should have cred with it. You either fight or flight. I ain't one for the ledge living. I do it for the one that died but fed millions. With soul food flowed and stocked my bad kitchen. I'm liberated. I drew a play that they ain't illustrated. I make a move they gladly imitated. I ain't flattered, I'm a dragon.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Buffalo Bills and the Green Bay Packers. Tyler Bass about ready to get us going. And off we go from Lambeau. Amari Rodgers to return it from his end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Right to the air is Rodgers. Caught on the right side by Jones. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard. Not a whole lot there. The defense was running it, looked for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
On 2nd and 9, Rodgers. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And he is going to score. It's a pick 6 and a Bills touchdown. So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's a signal for how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. The drive will start at the 25-yard line here as Rodgers will not return it. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
When a draw works, beauty, but when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now Rodgers. And this is caught by Watkins. And they work this well upfield across the 45. inside give to Jones. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. The defensive line made pretty easy work of the offensive line that time.
And people get tired of the cliche that the battle is won in the trenches. But it's a cliche because it's true. And how about the battle right there? One on the edge, and the ball carrier did not benefit.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
They give him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big third down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
Working from the gun, Rodgers. This complete to Jones. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Rodgers now on first down. A throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. That's Gregory Rousseau getting in there to bring him down. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Another try after the first down sack. Rodgers got a man. That's Lazard. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. 9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be 4th down and a few inches. Going with their tight end on 4th. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Rodgers going to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. Rodgers now to throw. A check down here to Jones. And it's a Packers touchdown. Aaron Jones, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Packers are an extra point away from drawing level. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. McKenzie now from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Allen. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. They get 6. That'll leave him with 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Now Allen. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. It was 3rd and short, and they go flying past the marker for a gain of nearly 30 yards. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. Allen to throw once more. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Allen. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Darnell Savage. There he goes, right side. And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown.
Well, in a tight game like this, that could be an incredibly important pick 6, CD. And remember, it cancels out the one that the opposition had earlier in this ball game.
You're right about that, partner, because each side came up with plays to swing the momentum their way. Still plenty of time left for either team to come through with a win, though. Can someone else make a similar play and win it for their club?
McKenzie now from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
From the 25 on 2nd down, Allen going deep for Diggs. It got his man complete. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown.
So there is the big arm of Josh Allen on display. He can throw it as deep as anybody, and that was an absolute laser.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
On the return from his end zone, Rodgers. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result had he opted for the touchback.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here.
Meanwhile, Rodgers' throw taken in by Watkins here. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. From the gun, it's Rodgers. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try to pick up another 1st down.
Rodgers' throw is taken in by Jones. And he's got a 1st down as a tackle made at the Bills' 33. From the shotgun, a give to Jones. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. 3 receivers head out right, 1 to the left on 2nd and 3. On play action, now Rodgers.
That's complete to Dobbs.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. To throw is Rodgers. Caught on a sling. Touchdown. Romeo Doubs. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Packers will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Crosby with the extra point. And the lead is now 21-14. The touchdown. Here's Crosby to kick it away. McKenzie now from his end zone. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. But he's turning in a nice performance. Remember, he had the touchdown earlier, and this time he's able to beat double coverage to grab it.
I think that if he weren't worried about a taunting penalty, he'd run by the opposing team's bench and say, guys, 2's not going to be enough. You better get some more guys trying to cover me. He knows how to get open downfield.
Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Devondre Campbell, the linebacker, picks it. And the Packers are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. Well set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. The final shot before half for Rodgers. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Bills trail here, but they will get the football first as we are back underway on EA Sports. McKenzie now from his end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing.
And Allen going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Picked off by Eric Stokes. And the Packers are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line. That one is going to sting. First play of the third quarter and a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this third quarter. Turning it over like this was not on that list.
Not at all. You come out of the locker room trailing, so that first drive to establish momentum is very key.
Crucial.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Rodgers. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
He finds Randall Cobb with a completion. And he is going to have the Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So that last play gives him a little more space now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. Rodgers' throw complete here on target to Tunyon. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30. On 1st down, Rodgers. He'll drop this underneath for Jones. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And again, it's Rodgers. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Watkins. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Lambeau Field, one of the best home field advantages in the NFL, no doubt. And they're a happy bunch here as the Packers lead third quarter. They'll break the huddle and come out with 4 receivers, 3 of them to the right side, 2nd and 7. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Play action is supposed to be used to slow down pressure, slow down blitzes. In this case, though, if it takes a little too long to develop, you got people right in your face.
And lucky just to get rid of the ball with the arm going forward. Could have been a fumble. So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. Now a play fake. Rodgers. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Von Miller doing what he does best with a sack. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility of the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles, usually more of the run-stuffing variety. But the way this game is advanced, you're wanting a little bit of everything out of all of your guys. But let's just go ahead and break it down and make it simple. The guy who's the right defensive end versus a right-handed quarterback, that's the blind side. He's going after the quarterback. He's going to put him on the ground.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Play action. Now it's Allen. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Quay Walker. And the Packers will take over here just shy of the 30. Boy, Charles, that is now 3 interceptions in 3 consecutive drives. And you can see he's just got a look of disgust and bad body language, understandably, as he walks off the field.
And I think it comes from the fact that he's not sure what he sees down the field, Brandon. I don't know if he's seeing ghosts. I don't know if he just can't read defenses. I'm not sure what it is, but that's why he's frustrated. Think about the defense right now. Every time they run on the field, they've gone from hoping to intercept the pass to expecting to intercept passes. Their confidence at an all-time high right now.
Up the middle, Jones. And he'll take it across midfield and into Buffalo territory. Tremaine Edmonds there to bring him down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Now, meanwhile, a final play here is incomplete, and that's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter of play. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Packers on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Complete to Jones. And a tackle going to be made at the 38.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
Rolling to his left. He's got the hook up with Dobbs. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Into the red zone. It's Rodgers. On the move to his left. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Gregory Rousseau able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field, down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation.
Under pressure, they got him again. Von Miller picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead. Thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
And he's going to get this down near the 25. Rodgers to throw for it on fourth. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And the Bills are right back in this football game. A seismic shift in momentum here in the fourth quarter. That's the break that the defense needed.
And you know as well as I do, people are going to question the play call in that situation. Sometimes you have to question the execution, not necessarily the call. And in this case, those defenders found a way to give their team a...
Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. He was really focused downfield, but there was really no viable options. The coverage was too good.
And the defense really quickened the tempo of that play with their pass rush because there was nowhere for him to go with the football. The only place he ended up, down on the ground.
And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes. And we got a one-score game. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. He gets this complete to Diggs. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A nice pickup of 23 on the third down conversion. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now Allen. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Preston Smith in there to take him down, and the clock will roll.
How about that? Rattled by a big play on the previous snap, they bounce back, and that's exactly what they needed defensively, getting a big play of their own.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. They bring the man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6. Allen. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. Now Allen, gotta have this one. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, I've seen, you and I both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here, 4th down play, make sure you focus just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
Kind of a strange ballgame, Charles. We did not have a single point by either team after half. Really a defensive clinic by both sides in half number 2.
Wasn't that just beautiful to watch? Come on, man. Come over to the dark side with me. Wasn't that fun to see these defenses holding sway, right? Making sure they're controlling the game in the second half. It lets you know that you've got to score points when you can. You never know when offenses might go a little bit dry, and you need those points from earlier.
Jets while I soak up my success, getting tokens for your stress. I'll be making all the checks anytime you see me step on a stage.
The NFL is on EA Sports, and we are in Silicon Valley at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Green Bay Packers and the San Francisco 49ers. The veteran kicker Mason Crosby set to do the honors here. And we are underway from Santa Clara. Returning from his end zone is Ray McCloud. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. They'll start with Davis Price on the ground. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here. The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard. Second down, and again it's Davis Price. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. Lance looking to throw it. That's caught. He finds Danny Gray. And he is going to have a 49ers first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3. Davis Price on 1st and 10. And strong running there as he's across midfield. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. First down, and they go right back to Davis Price. No dice this go around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I thought he did a nice job there setting an edge and make sure nothing could get to the outside. But he decided that wasn't enough for him. Worked his way back inside and made the tackle on the ball carrier.
Lance's throw pulled in by Kittle. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Now Lance. And able to haul it in is Kittle. And he's going to have the Niners first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want their body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
Second down, and again, it's Davis Price. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
To throw, it's Lance. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. We're scoreless after 1. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter. And they'll go for it. Lance. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. And they will finally stop him as he's down to the 40-yard line. So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
On play action, Rodgers. Open man, here is Cobb. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. So now following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. Now he's able to break through 1 tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Now Rodgers. Caught on the right side by Jones. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here, 3rd and 14. To throw is Rodgers. Dancing to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Javon Kinlaw drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up 4th down. So on now for the Packers at their all-time leading scorer, Mason Crosby. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. The kick by Crosby is good, and the Packers are off to a 3-0 lead. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense, the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Here's McLeod from his end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Their second drive of the ballgame, Charles. Remember last time they threw the interception, but the defense held up. It bent a little but didn't break, only giving up the 3 points.
Yeah, obviously they left some points on the table there their last time out, but boy, they have to thank their defense for holding the opposition just 3 after they threw the pick. Their turn now. Back out on the field, put together a good drive, and get some points of their own.
Deebo Samuel, touchdown, 49ers. I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run in the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And according to Next Gen Stats, his top speed on that one better than 20 miles an hour.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away.
Rodgers going to return it from his end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Rodgers now on first down. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Rodgers now to throw. Buying time to his left.
That's going to be caught downfield by Lazard.
And it's a Packers touchdown. Alan Lazard, 34 yards.
And the Packers have retaken the lead.
Crosby connects on the extra point, and the lead is now 10-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away.
Here's McLeod from his end zone.
Well, a dangerous return man showing it here. He's at the 40. Past the 20. And he'll bring it back all the way. Touchdown, 49ers.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from the special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules. And if you do, you're taking on some responsibility. But he was happy to do so there.
Gold to add the extra point. And oh, he missed it. It's no good. And that will keep this a 3-point game. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff.
On the return from his end zone, Rodgers. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And you figure, Charles, they have enough time here in the first half, more than a minute, to put a drive together, at least get them in position to try a field goal.
Yeah, they've got all 3 timeouts at their disposal, so I'm actually thinking bigger. With those 3 timeouts, that amount of time on the clock, I'm thinking about trying to get a touchdown and settle for a field goal.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Rodgers steps away to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. To throw, it's Rodgers. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Fred Warner. And into the end zone. A pick 6 for the 49er D as they score a touchdown. Now Gold for the extra point. He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Nixon now from his end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Rodgers. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. On play action. Now Rodgers. They're going for Lazard, but this is intercepted. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. And they will get the first down here as they move into field goal range as well inside the 25. On first down, Lance rolling to his right. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
I admire anyone trying to pick up an additional couple of yards. They're just not worth it when you take shots like that. Quarterbacks have to stay in the game and stay on the field.
And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. Excellent work there by Lance as he scrambles for the first down.
Well, that's a nice job right there. He's looking downfield, but with no one open, he takes off and tries to run for it. He gets to the sidelines and gets out of bounds with a first down.
Here's Lance. Yeah, he's got it. Touchdown 49ers. Ty Davis-Price as the first half is winding down. And the Niners will extend their lead here just before halftime. Gold able to tack on the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Rodgers going to return it from his end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink in this situation, either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 22. And he just clocked it. But the clock wasn't even moving. Well, that's one you don't see very often. A wasted down. And a white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. And they will take a knee here. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Packers set to get the football first, and they are trailing on the scoreboard as we resume action, ready for the third quarter. On the return from his end zone, Rodgers. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any one of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive. But maybe cut into it a little bit, as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going. Trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Dre Greenlaw in there on the tackle.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They run once more with Dillon. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
But now they're in a spot that every team tells us when we have our production means they don't want to be in 3rd and long. And that's because those back-to-back running plays just didn't accomplish a whole lot.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Rodgers. And he's got his receiver. That's Sammy Watkins. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 28. Rodgers now on 1st down. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. And the 49ers are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the keeper, and it'll lead to a second down. Second down, here's Davis Price. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed the ball behind the line of scrimmage.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Lance now to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Rashawn Gary that time fighting free and getting to the quarterback. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Another try after the first down sack. Lance and the grab by Croft. They'll give him 4 yards there. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Three quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The offense on 3rd down, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile. That was going to let it go deep right sideline. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
Wisnowski on to punt as he sends this one away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
To throw again on 2nd down. Rodgers forced, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Javon Kinlaw getting it once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. Working from the gun. Rodgers being chased out left. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Packers unable to pick up the 1st. And now possession will go over inside the 15.